Yes. Good. Thanks for your input. I think we are talking about yes, and I'm getting the right competencies head with the various competencies. So we were at the level of governmental multilateral organizations and that committee. So the proposal is to have the vice chairman to head that. Are we okay with that? Very good. Let's go ahead. And some of these committees can even be merged. Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah. So we need urban transport and infrastructure. That should be a standalone committee.
Good. Any volunteers? Yes.
Volunteer.
Second. Harrison Boro. Good. Carry on.
So we can call it.
Yeah. So we actually say that if, for example, the security committee, we should avoid having a security officer there, so that we have leadership that is dispassionate, that is very open-minded, the way they deal with it. So he can be a part of, but not chair. So who is
Harrison Buru?
Yes.
So another committee.
Chair, because government is not presents car. I want to commission to allow me to propose it to chair.
The members. The residential association. Very good. Yeah. That one is something. We are going straight to trade, food security, agriculture, cooperative. We have merged trade, food security, agriculture, and cooperative. Who is volunteering? Volunteering.
Secondary. Yes.
Full name for me. Yes. Food, trade, food security, agriculture, and cooperative. Yes. Then we are also combining tourism and industrialization. I think it's to go by that. Who is volunteer? Our former chair. Our former chair is going forward. And industrialization. What do you want?
In fact, the main question is, does tourism together with industrialization? That's a fundamental question from the vice chair.
I'm also being advised. So it goes tourism, sports, social services.
Yes, the one. That's better. Is that okay?
Yes.
So get me the correct. Just say. Social services.
But where is it? It goes with trade. So we take back Mr. Mashira. Now allow me to correct. Trade, industrialization, food security, agriculture, and cooperative.
That makes sense.
That one is. So let's correct it. Now we go to very critical one. Safety and security. Who is volunteering and security? Davana Hotel. That is Davana Hotel. Simama watu wakuone wangapi wamekubali. Sawa. Hakuna pingamizi hapo. Then we are also interested SMEs, call them MSMEs, representative governing council.
Yes.
Ben Mutai. Mama watu wa kuongea.
Naongea kidogo. Nimekupatia chance. Sema tu sahi.
Thank you very much. I feel humbled that position, which has been my life for several years. Work very hard to see that the laws of SMEs is put in place in the PDA, so that we work together and live the Leo Mama Mboga and the rest. Because these are the people settled for so many years, and especially down. I'm there 247. I engage them. I like them going upward the ladder. So they have the opportunity now to make the difference. Thank you very much.
Committee chairman will have a chance to address the media with my permission after the main meeting. Thank you. Carry on.
Okay, now we are getting some consultation here that we need to have environment, we merge it with health and education. Any education should be a standard. So let's environment and health.
You see, one of the biggest problems in Nairobi is environment. It will be too superficial.
So we environment independent. Health and environment.
Health is another major environment. I think both of them are pretty.
Okay, so we leave them. So we need an environmentalist, volunteer. Any volunteer for environment. So if there is no, then we yes.
With your permission, there comes a time also when if you feel that some possessions require more clout, sometimes you source from organizations that UNICEF, because they give more. Because it becomes more vibrant when you bring such a person
Oh yeah, that is point taken.
So we keep environment. We are going to help. Any volunteer for help?
Volunteers.
Two ladies.
So who becomes chair? They both will be the committee. But who will be the chair? We can have an election. It's a good one. We miss elections. You can come here, both of you. Yeah, come.
Catherine.
We need to hear some. Very good. Help. Very important. Good. So as per democratic procedure, you will have a chance to put your case to the electorate, and we shall listen, and we shall decide. Yes.
My name is Catherine. And I'm chemist and I'm making about the by training. Currently, I'm working with I've been the COVID-19 community engagement ambassador, a project very well. I've been partnered with government and governmental organization in promoting health issues and environment. I think that is where I was telling the chair that I was seeing a serious connection between the two issues because of global warming and climate change. We are actually going to see so many like the virus right now, and many other that are going to emerge. I think there's a very serious connection between the two. But mkinipatia kura zenu nitafanya kazi
Good.
How are you everyone? My name is Caroline, and I think Kathy. Oh no.
Step down. The other committee? Come and sit here. Education.
we're going to the next committee, which is education. And you remember the former chairman said that they are wide separate. So any volunteer who would like to come for position? Some Karanja, eh? Any other person? Unopposed.
Explain my position as Kara, we are very keen to support you. But I came here that so that to lead as we can. But if you want us to be members of the board, we have no problem with that.
Already, you are chosen.
Announce that.
Reverend, I think something happened.
Go through the process. Name the committee proposed.
Okay, there was the committee of the residential association. Yes. Yes.
I'll just say thank you because I can see
So Reverend Kanake, you'll be sitting in a position as a governing council and a chair of that position. President as represented. Yes.
Good. Let's clap for him.
Thank you very much, and I want to appreciate that our main thing at Kara, as a founder of Kara, is education, information, and communication. So I want to appreciate that that area we have been very well. We will engage with the Kara, and I think we have got an opportunity to,
Good.
to input and engage.
Thank you very much.
Legal secretary of.
But he is from Jubilee. I'm from Modium, to have some help. As a member of that. You have forgotten.
He called for campaign. So put your cash in. Okay, lastly, had we talked about the economic planning?
We need to meet the gender. I think.
Okay, we want to.
Robert can do that.
Yeah.
Yes, gender. She has to have a position.
Yes.
So what is the position for gender? For gender.
Economic planning.
And gender.
And the legal.
I think we need to change it a little bit and
But
put
there was
it,
environment. Who took environment?
environment. We left it.
But I think she can do environment. She can take environment.
Yes.
In due course, when we constitute.
Oh, okay. Because the former chair talked about whether you can outsource, and if she is comfortable with that, then I think we should.
Who has education? Does everyone have education?
Someone Karanja.
Where are the issues of gender? Because gender is a main issue in Nairobi.
We wanted to talk about
Culture, those issues of you mentioned about drug abuse and substance.
The street family.
Yes, so very close to those issues of gender are very relevant.
Gender and social services.
Maybe social
yes, there was sports
Yeah.
sports
Quality,
and
gender and
social.
social services.
Gender and social services.
Yes.
Okay.
We leave economics for now. We
Okay.
cannot just.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we cannot do it.
Yeah. We can,
So you take up gender.
So, members, we have a representative from the Prime Minister's office,
yes.
who was supposed to come from the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister's office. So you can.
Yes, you are on loudspeaker, sir.
My greetings to everyone.
Hi. Can you hear? Go closer to them. Repeat. Jauko, from Prime Minister's office.
I don't know why my phone is.
What
you do?
Let me call him.
What you do? Just hold on. I think my speaker is becoming good.
We finish this first.
Hi. Hello? Hello?
Do we have a committee on gender,
Hello,
diversity?
so, you know, we were expecting you, and the members are here. So you can say hi to them. Yes.
Nairobi Business Association is a backbone for business in Kenya. So when you come together like this, it is like the whole country speaking. So we are very, very grateful for this, and I'm very, very honored by the invitation. And I look forward to taking part in the meeting on intergovernmental relations. I will definitely be part of any future meetings that are coming up. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting everybody face to face. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jaoko. We desire that within another 4 weeks,
Yes.
that we host the Honorable Prime Minister.
Okay.
I don't know whether that is possible.
Now that is very possible.
Mm-hmm.
We will just start that plan right away
Yes.
together, and then we can secure that time in the diary and be there.
Okay, you will be working closely with our Vice Chairman, Lydia
Yes.
Mokaya, who works at the Office of the President,
Thank you.
for the purposes of coordination.
Thank you. I look forward to meeting you later. And I pray that God bless you all this weekend. I look forward to seeing you soon, Brother Washir.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Jacob. Thanks.
Thank you. God bless.
So you can Ingia baba makofi. Hiyo ni ofisi ya baba. Wamekubali tuendelee.
So lastly, we're looking at economic planning and resource mobilization.
I have something to say about that committee. Now that we have the treasury will now have its committees under economic planning and resource mobilization.
Okay, I agree with what Jeremy is saying, but I also propose, for the purposes of leveraging on the history of the organization, that Robert Folser chairs the committee on funds mobilization. For simple reasons, there are some funds that are there from the UN, Habitat. I think there were very many funds we used to get. USAID and all that. And he has a history, and have a bit of the history, and he has a history. So I propose that Robert Folser chairs the committee on resource mobilization. Thank you. He has not accepted. Has he accepted? Yeah, okay, good. And of course, in this committee, we'll have the treasurer, because as he collects the money has to be counted by the treasurer. Good.
So we work.
Yes.
I'll have a very good mentor.
Yes. Carry on. Carry on.
So I think that is,
So what did the sports go into?
Is there any?
no, I think then we are done.
So
Now-
it will be at the cow line? Yes.
Now, I propose this, that any other person who's been left over has to join at least one committee, because the committees have to have multiple members. So it cannot have, or do we leave it to the chairman to constitute their committees?
So it's good to know who have been left out.
Who
Because-
doesn't have a committee?
Yes. Yes.
And
You can
also-
introduce yourself.
My name is Eric Lumala. I went to school and I studied international relations, but I'm into contractor.
Mm.
Even the other gentleman, you can go there. And also
Yes, and Gideon.
Irungu.
And Irongo, so that we give them some responsibility.
Yes.
Habari ya leo. Hello everybody. My name is Lumala Ferit. I did international relations and foreign studies. I did that in the Middle East. Then I in China. And then I lived in Japan for a while, so I'm fluent in both Mandarin and Japanese. Konnichiwa. I came back and I didn't get into government, so I went into business. So I'm a contractor. I work with Chinese and also have my own company. So if I can go into the infrastructure committee, I think I'll have a lot that I can bring in.
Good.
And also, we're in the resources. If you'll have me in the committee of resources too, there is a way I can mobilize, maybe with JICA and China and other places, and we can see how we can bring in resources into the organization.
He can be in two organizations. He can be in two committees.
Yes.
Even they are seconded. Arigato gozaimasu.
Good. So we need environment. We need someone here.
If you have me that,
In the environment.
He's the chair.
okay, thank you very much.
And I think the chair of environment can be Irongo. Irongo.
There's someone else.
Not Katarina, Irongo. Irongo, the guy. Yes, Gideon. And even Gideon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm a realtor and a marketer by profession. I work with PDM, and I think because of my background, I can add value to the Residents Association and the Urban Planning Committee.
Seconded. Environment.
Thank you.
Kara? So environment to give that guy.
There's General Samuel Irungu.
So, Samuel Irungu, can he handle the environment?
Chairman of environment.
Yeah.
Yes. Chairman of environment. Irongo?
Samuel.
Why is he?
Here.
While you are away,
So, Bwana Irongo, the members are proposing that you chair the committee on environment.
Yes.
Yes, that's okay. That's okay.
He joins the environment.
Yeah, he chairs that committee because we didn't have a chairman. Yes, there was no chairman.
Which No, she said gender.
So Irungu chairs the
Environment.
the environment committee.
Yes.
Na ujue shavu iko town.
Hiyo ni kunyorosha.
So, good. So you can carry on now. You can read out the names now of all the committees and the chairman, and we conclude that. Yes. Okay, as we are doing the tallying on, let's go to the next item of the agenda. Let us generally discuss about NCBDA revitalization strategies. Just some few suggestions, they'll be recorded. We can't exhaust everything. We will pick it up later. And we'll be very systematic. NCBDA revitalization strategies. We will start with Karanja. What do you think? It will be recorded. Just say something about revitalization, and then we go round and finish that agenda item.
Thank you, Chair. I know we're going to have many suggestions.
Sorry to cut you. You can combine it with resource mobilization and fundraising strategies, so that you talk about your thinking on revitalization, and then resource mobilization and fundraising strategies, all in one, and then it will be recorded.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chair, and also thank you for giving me that opportunity to chair the environment. I think education. One of the things that NCBDA, I started with NCBDA some time back also, because the chairman, myself, they assisted me when we were doing the public toilet rehabilitation. So I happened to be one of the investors who did about 3 facilities in the CBD, and we have been running them for the past about 15 years before the regime that came and decided to otherwise. Now, we have, NCBDA is a very big name. The visibility of NCBDA is very important. That visibility is not there anymore. We don't hear NCBDA, we don't hear NCBDA in the social media platforms, you don't hear it in the newspapers. And I think Chairman and the elected board members, visibility of NCBDA is key because it gives confidence that you exist. So if you are not out there, we can't see any initiatives that you're coming up with, you are deemed as dead. So that is very much important so that we can be able to revitalize that. Secondly, let's have initiatives which are touching the common man, because the business, Nairobi is made up of business people. So that aspect of, for example, if you have issues with the hawkers or the street vendors, giving them designated areas of operation, the border people who have invaded different specific areas in the CBD, setting them up in a very organized manner is also very, very much important. And so when we are there touching up people and the media is there and working closely with the media, and make sure that we are out there and we are touching the lives of people, we are going to be visible and we are going to be heard. Now, the second point in terms of resource mobilization, resources come because you have a vision. Where there is a vision, there is provision. And people put money in a vision. So the way we are going to spell out that vision to the people who are supposed to come in and give out their money either as a grant or otherwise, the way we are going to relay that vision is key. And I think as we are doing that, let us come up with another renewed vision. A renewed vision whereby we have the insight, hindsight, and we exactly know what we want to do for Nairobi because we're in a new dispensation. We have Mr. Robert plus the people who have been there. You have engaged so many other organizations that can put in money, but they can only put in money when you have speculated and put in place every activity that it has to be undertaken, and those activities are in line with our vision, and they are touching the very core people who are players or strategic partners in the vision. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Key thing, I just want to echo what Mr. Karanja said. I'll come back to you. He says that we need to have a clear program of activities, right?
Yes.
Number 2, he says that we need to make sure that we have impactful projects at the grassroots, at the bottom of the pyramid. Am I right?
Yes.
And we need also to have visibility consistently. Am I right?
True.
So I think I've captured it, and where there is a vision, there is provision. Thank you very much, Bwana Karanja.
Thank you, Chair.
Let's go to the next one. You focus on the same things and carry on. It's your turn.
I would just add to what the gentleman here has said about having presence. I think we should have a strong social media presence. So maybe have someone running our Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter page, just so that we are out there.
Good. It's very clear about presence in the social media.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
I think
You'll get only one chance.
Yeah.
Yes. Stand.
I think it's a follow-up of what I think now we've got an office. We've got the office. I think the start point is the team that has been formed here. Mold yourself quickly into an organization. That is a follow-up of what she has done. Now, of course, the secretary, you open up perhaps initially the WhatsApp group. Immediately put those teams there, and then from there now, using whatever she has suggested here, such that the group starts communicating immediately. And then from there now, I'm sure the team will meet now and agree the operations to follow. I am very happy to be associated with this, especially because whenever you see people happening at the very many kiosks and a lot of food stuff being sold out. There is a market for various products, and that is an area we really need to organize. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, Kara?
In a nutshell.
The focus is on NCBDA revitalization strategies, resource mobilization, and fundraising strategies, so that we record it and we'll all pick it up from there.
I want to note that the major issue here is you have to create a transformational approach to the issues that has made the former team come down. So one of the things I think must happen for this transformation to take place is establishing all of us as authentic and competent in doing what we must do. That's one. Authenticity. So integrity should not be compromised anywhere, and let's listen to that. The treasurer is there, all of us are there, and let's not. And as I'm the reverend here, I am going to be your chaplain. Yeah? Self-appointed chaplain. So that we shall be doing kingdom business, where we know God and know the people around us. Politicians and all that, I know that's where the problem came in. They interfered, they messed up the whole thing. And we need to be very careful about that. Having other boards, when politicians come in, they will blow you up. Thank you.
Good. Good, Reverend. I will highlight what you are saying, authenticity and competence, and the issue of integrity, so that we are led under kingdom principles, which is basically about the integrity of everything that we do. Thank you very much, Reverend. Your turn. So, Chairman is on NCBDA revitalization strategies. I need to focus you, resource mobilization and fundraising strategies.
One, I want for this dream to be achieved, teamwork. Because you cannot succeed if you look at the office against you. Or everybody should have a loan to support the office, so that it's teamwork. And I would look at it whereby, where did we go wrong? In your setup, most of us felt that this one belongs to the rich people, and this one was the third wow. You know, for example, Moi Avenue going downward, we assumed we are not part and parcel for so many years in the combination or in the association of NCBD. So, as we mobilize the resources, let's not forget that we can still tap more resources from that person down there if we bring him on board and show him that we mean well for him. And there are challenges in this town. I've been in this town for many years, going to 20, 30 years, operating in CBD. If we can be able to sort out the challenges that faces the normal trader, the normal SME will have an impact. So it will be the impact that will drive our vision to the next level. Let's not sit up there, let's come down there, in the middle and even down there, so that we'll be felt that we mean well for everybody who is in Nairobi. And with the expansion now that we are taking over, whereby if I live in Thika Road, the impact will be felt. Some of us have been in tough engagements with the government agencies, OP and the rest. But sometimes you are not felt because even the body you represent is not felt. So again, we must be strong. We must make a strong body, whereby if I start in a novice and I introduce myself as a board member of NCBDA, I'll be respected by that association, and I'll be listened to. If a policeman is harassing, sorry for using a policeman as an example, if he is or even a city council officer, Askari is harassing somebody, and I go and introduce myself, that I should have an impact and respect that is needed from that association. Then the great one is about preaching peace among the communities that live within Nairobi. Personally, and Kanake, we went to South Africa to talk about the African peace agenda. About 4 years ago, 4 years ago, we were going to South Africa And the challenges were about the Kenyan behavior vis-a-vis Zimbabwe. You know, they were telling us, you guys, you don't know how to keep peace. We in Zimbabwe, we have kept peace for many years, despite being very poor than you guys. You guys, you don't know how to keep peace. So I would look at peace as one of the key agenda that we drive in. God bless us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
The campaign's coming on.
Thank you. I need to highlight and underscore what the chairman of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises has stated. He states that we need to quickly strengthen our brand, so that when you're out there interrelating with other organizations, and you throw out your hand as a chairman of the committee that deals with SACCOs and social services, you will be respected and recognized. That's very important. Two, that we need to be impactful at the youth and MSME level, not only focusing on the big businesses. Then the last one was about peace in this time of turbulence. We need peace in the city for business to pick, to business to grow. Peace is a major ingredient in the progression of business. Am I right? So thank you very much, Chairman.
Thank you.
Now we got Gideon, your chance. Focus on NCBDA revitalization strategies, resource mobilization, fundraising, and also on membership recruitment. I'll give you now a third one on membership recruitment. Yes.
I would like to build on what you just said and paraphrase it for the leadership and the committee. Is that while we can't be everything to everyone, but we need to be something to everyone, right? Let's identify all the stakeholders. It's a big umbrella association. We are trying to tackle a lot of issues under one association. So there are multiple stakeholders, all with different interests. So it's important that we be very clear about who our stakeholders are and what we mean to them and what they mean to us, right? Once we have a clear-cut interaction with all the stakeholders, then we'll be able to add value and derive value from all the stakeholders, right? As I know he's very passionate about SMEs because that's what he represents. I represent corporates and institutions, so I will have a different requirement and I will have a different need from this association, right? So it's on you to identify what are my needs, what are his needs, right? And how do you put me and him in the same room and be able to derive value from each other, right? That's the one thing. On membership, again, once you've identified your key stakeholders, members will join you if they derive value, right? I won't join you because I like what the association is. I will join you because I can derive value and I can bring value to them, all right? So when you're recruiting your members, know first who are my members, who are my stakeholders, who are my targets, all right? And what value am I bringing to them? That's the only way. Otherwise, you can't campaign for membership, all right? You have to be attractive for people to join.
Good. Thank you, Gideon, for that very important part that you also touched on membership recruitment. Members, he represents 240 members of NCBDA. The big businesses are the ones that started NCBDA. There are 240, including Kenya Airways, including International House, the Aga Khan Foundation, and all that, and they're still members. And he says that we need to go out there and get to know their needs in the business environment. And this is what I propose, without preempting anyone's support, anyone's contribution. Within the next 60 days, we should be able to go out there and collect memorandums from each of the big businesses. Would that help? So that is what we will present to the government. We will present to the people who want to take over power in this country. Would that help? So over the next 60 days, or even 30 days, because nowadays it's digital, we collect the memorandums from each member. Has that been approved?
Yes.
Yes. Good. Number two, he also says that we need to know what we want from those members. So that we'll now agree on our own. But immediately, we need to get out there and get their needs. But at the same time, Gideon says, and he supports the issue of going down in the pyramid and going to the small and medium enterprises. And getting also what the small and medium enterprises desire to make sure that they improve their businesses. But what Gideon also emphasized is that we need to have a point of convergence. Am I right, Gideon? Absolutely. And that now will create a harmonious business environment for the city. So thank you very much indeed. Yes, I think we should clap for him. Comes from big business, so big money will come from that side. Thank you. Now, former chairman, we want you to focus on expansion of NCBDA jurisdiction by rebranding NCBDA into Nairobi County Business District Association. On that item.
Thank you. I wasn't prepared for that, but it's okay. District, should we call it district?
Yeah, I mean, we are saying we retain NCBDA as it is, but the acronym, but we call it Nairobi County Business Districts, the Business Districts Association.
With my point. Number
Okay.
one,
Yeah, carry on.
governance structures. If we have strong governance structures, this is not just for the membership, it is actually for the board itself. I think I'll be very blunt. If somebody is, if you are competing against somebody, and that person becomes the governor, no matter what you do, your association will be in the position of him, will not support you. So our governance structure should separate the person from the association, so that it is not the association that has gone to become for an elected position, but it is the individual, so that the association does not suffer as a result of having been in competition with the person who is holding the position. So there are ways and means of, I mean, we have a legal advisor or somebody who can advise us on how to go about that, so that if Kashuru goes for whatever it is, should not in any way disenfranchise the association. That way we will be bigger. Secondly, is that there are no consequences for integrity issues that existed. The Secretariat just went with money, and you are aware of that. We have to say it here. Somebody says, then we don't. They're going to keep chasing people across the country to come and bring 40,000 shillings, 120,000 shillings. The cost was too much for that. There are consequences that should have been taken. Now, we are, with the way we were, versus the way that person was, we couldn't do anything. So there should be consequences for anything that is done in the association. Across the board. Consequences are important. That way members will make us better. Finally, the corporate engagement. It is not every association that is going to accept to become members. You go to, for example, tourism. I know them. You come to a hotel and they'll tell you they are represented by Kenya Association of Hotel Keepers. You go to Kenya Association of Hotel Keepers, they'll think you are opposing what they are saying because they want to remain there. So it is very important that we have a language, let's say, a way that we approach the corporate in a very convincing way. That can be done. That way membership will expand this beyond even what we think. From small stakeholder engagement.
Good. Thank you very much, former chairman.
So the final one.
Yes.
Yes, members, an association does not necessarily have to be abrasive. We've had members who are very abrasive when they are approaching certain matters. They think they are not. And then you find when they go out there, they are enemies. We are not enemies of anyone. Abrasiveness does not make one bitter. It only makes one an opposer of everything. So how do we tone down this? Maybe we need a kind of communication to take out there. Because we are different.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll emphasize some few things that are very important in the growth of organizations and sustainability. He clearly states that we need to promote the governance system within this organization, where we have the executive We'll have a secretariat that will be headed by the secretary and management, and we'll have the governing council members, and we'll have the committees. With that, when, for example, gone for a holiday, then the organization goes on. That is the importance of a system that works. He also states the importance of consequences, that along the way, let's develop regulations on how we conduct our business. Regulations that govern our behavior. Is that okay, members?
It is.
Good. The other one is the issue of competition amongst different organizations. And he says that if we make ourselves appealing and relevant, then we will be able to attract membership. I think that is a very good suggestion, and we should be able to pursue that. Then he states clearly that we have three choices: to be aggressive, to be balanced, or to be dormant. So it is for us to have a balanced approach. Is that okay, members? So that we have a balanced and sober approach in the... Have I captured everything? Thank you very much. I think we will continue now to the next item, because for the people who have not contributed, on publicity of the organization. Lift up your hand if you've not contributed. Yes. And who else? That one. And who else? We'll have 5 people to contribute on the issue of the publicity of the organization. And the objective is that for the next 60 days, we need to make sure that if you're in charge of SMEs, you take your chairman and yourself and you go to Nation Media Group, and you have the morning show, and you take charge of the issues of SMEs. If it is cooperatives and food security, so I would want suggestions, so that what we agree today, from now, even legal, we get in there and talk about governance in the city. And it is an everyday affair, so that within 60 days, we become relevant. Isn't that so? Yeah. So I want some contributions on that, so that now we can conclude the main items in the agenda. The issue of publicity of the organization, with a clear goal of having 60 marathon days. Even Kara, you come over and go with the treasurer and discuss about Kara. Yeah? And the residents and the issues affecting the residents. And we move. Every day there is NCBDA and the thematic areas being dealt with. So 5 contributions in relation to publicity of the organization. We can start with here. We've worked with the media before, Mr. Kamau.
Governance.
I am not sure that I want to talk about
publicity of the organization.
I'm not sure that I want to talk about publicity
myself.
I'll just pick something that I picked from Reverend Kanake when he talked about politicians who took away the focus of the association.
I didn't even know.
But I said I wear 2 hats. I'm in the Jubilee Directorate there. And there is one organ of Jubilee that was never operationalized, which is called Political Party Forum with the government. People forget that our democratic system is such a way that the political party is the one that comes up with a manifesto. And if it happens to form government, government is supposed to implement the manifesto of the political party. But we have had a situation where it is the government that works the political party, like they don't work with it, which is not correct. So an association like this can help political parties, including the future one, help the one that is outgoing now, to ensure that what is contained in the manifesto of Jubilee that affects the members of this association, that you are discussing that with the political party at that level. So how you achieve some of those things is an outgoing government wants a legacy. So have appointment with the political parties. Tell them we are looking at your constitution and we are seeing here there is a forum where you should be meeting with the government about these things that you promised the city of Nairobi. And because you are an association of members of the city of Nairobi, you can activate that. You can help political parties do that. When you invite the JACOM here, invite JACOM via the political party, so that the political party can explain what is the policy, what is the manifesto of ODM saying about the members of the city of Nairobi. When you do that, you will help in revitalizing your association, and at the same time, you will help to transform our politics. Because you see, we have political parties that people don't see. They see the person. We can also play, that's what I wanted to speak about. And also touch a little bit on what the outgoing chairman said about governance and support that. It's very important. If, for example, I am the chair and I want to run for an election, there should be in our rules and regulations a requirement by when I should resign so that I can pursue. And if I have been very good to my organization, I will have members of my association helping me achieve that, because I will carry the dreams and the aspirations of the association to wherever I will go.
Good. Thank you. I need to highlight key things so that they are recorded. Wakili Kamau says that we need to have a liaison with the political players in the market, in the political marketplace, so that one, we influence their manifestos, so that their manifestos capture what we want as business people. Are we right on that?
Yes.
Good. And then we influence so that it can be the manifestos are aligned with our vision. Number two, he says that the political parties have organs that we should be able to engage so that those organs actually work to the benefit of the businessmen in Nairobi County. So let us have contributions on publicity of the organization. Yes.
Yes, Chairman. Allow me to give my little bit of my background, because I have a very strong community service background, which can really help on matters of publicity. I have a history of about 25 years, because I started community service when I was very young. And I've been at one time a board chair of one of the local schools. It used to be Kayole Secondary those times. People used to fear and even come to Kayole. Now today it is one of the best schools in the form of school. Anybody can go and look at the records. You see you can get there. When Mama Lucy was so much terrible in terms of services, I happened to be a board member there. I served for 5 years. We transformed that hospital to a regional level. Above that, I have also served in the local circles. One of the biggest is PCA Kayole Circle, where I served as the chairman of education. I also used to work on the strategy committee, and later on, I was, through the grace of God, I was elected as an MCA. So I happened also to be a former MCA, and among other things. So what I would say is this: